So first we're going to talk about Satanism, and this comes in many forms. There is Mother Goddess worship, there is a lot of Egyptian practices. The Frankists, they do crazy stuff. They have sex with crocodiles, and all sorts of lies about the world, like all people come from Egypt and stuff. There's so many things that are just wrong. Now, we hear things about Satanism, and you notice what happens. Folks, unfortunately, they tend to laugh at these things or think of it as just a bunch of kooks that don't really matter. Well, no, their influence is very heavy, and I'm going to show clips of it. I'm going to show you exactly how heavy it is, because it's in everything. Every important thing there is, this is involved, and that's because the devil is collecting souls. And they do that through many means, through Luciferianism, through, obviously, Satanism, as I've been mentioning. I'm going to show you all of this, because this is the linchpin of this, the key bono of this program presentation, is to keep in mind that even though they have been tricking us and pulling us down the wall over our eyes and making us think life doesn't matter, it's meaningless, we're just going to die and be buried in the ground and nothing will happen. No, that is the work of the devil, and this is the thing. We are here. Alright, and to further reinforce the point, the declassified Operation Mockingbird. This is very important, folks. When this became declassified, this is in the public domain, so you can look this up yourself if you don't believe it, but the CIA proudly run and own all of the corporate media that runs news reporting. Therefore, it is very reasonable to understand how they control everything. And of course, just, again, doing everything I've been saying so far. Check out all of this. 6 corporations own all of that.
Okay, so that's one example. Now we go to another one. And once again, this is mainstream, folks. Alright, Alice Bailey. This is a satanic author, and she goes back in the 1800s. Alright, you got folks like the Antichrist, nasty, fraudulent Jesus want-to-be rapper, Tupac. Right, his favourite author, he said, is Alice Bailey. Excuse me? Alice Bailey had a 10-point plan to destroy Christianity. Okay, New Age movement. Let's check this out. All the way back to 1880. Anyways, and again, I'm just going to scroll through this here because this is, again, in the public domain. You can look this up yourself if you do want to believe it from me. Okay? Now check this out, the 10 points. Look at this, folks, look at this. Take God and prayer out of the education system. Reduce parental authority over the children. Destroy the Judeo-Christian family structure or the traditional Christian family, okay? If sex is free, then make abortion legal and make it easy. This was said in the 1800s, folks, that they wanted this. Now look at this. You've got it everywhere. It's popular. It's turned into a joke, right? make divorce easy and legal. Back then, divorce actually had a major deficit to you financially. It was not just frowned upon, emotionally, but you actually had to do things like community service and stuff back then. If you got a divorce, there was actually a real legitimate punishment for it because it was took so serious in the name of God. Okay, like make homosexuality an alternative lifestyle, debase art to make it look at music. Use media to promote and change mindsets. Create an interfaith movement. Get governments to make all these law and get the church to endorse these changes. Insane, folks. But anyways, this was important to see because I wanted to show you when I say these things, and you go, okay, but where are you getting your sources from? And is it from some fringe part of the internet that has no bearing on it? Nope, I'm showing you mainstream sources you can get yourself at your local library. In fact, it's probably in the front, because nasty people like this are celebrated. And we know why they're celebrated, because they are always pushing for this. And it's not always, they don't hide things. They show us by embarrassing themselves, for example, because that's called the revelation of the method. It goes back to predictive programming. They need us to see this, because they show us what they're doing, even though some of them don't want to do it. They sold their souls to do it anyway. Okay, another mainstream example. Ralph A. Epperson, all the way back in 1989, and there was a republished version in 1991. The New World Order, this is his book. Now, again, so all the way back then, you can get this book yourself, but I just cut to the chase here and I typed in to show you this. What was he saying? The New World Order will include changes in the family, for example. Homosexual marriage will be legalized. Parents will not be allowed to raise their children. The state will. All women will be employed by the state and not allowed to be homemakers. Divorce will become exceedingly easy and monogamous marriage will be slowly phased out. The workplace, religion will be outlawed and believers will either be eliminated or imprisoned. Do you see this, folks? I'm not going to read more and keep going and going. I just want to show you that part. There's a whole book, folks, as I'm showing you there. So I hope I'm making my point clear, that I show you source after source after source after source after source. Exactly what I'm talking about. So when folks tell you, oh, I don't believe you, well, guess what? You got stuff you can show them in their own library.